big, beautiful, loving planet called Earth. So I was scrolling through the internet like I normally do, and I came across something that was kind of interesting. Now, I don't know if I would have ever stayed there or planned to ever stay there in the future, but there's a hotel or a slash casino in Las Vegas that is closing its doors for a 3-year renovation, and that's the Mirage. Now, I looked a little further into it, because I was, this was yesterday that I looked at this on my phone. And it said it's a 3,000 room hotel. That is a lot of rooms for a hotel. Now, I was talking to a few people about this yesterday, and they said that it's going to be turned into the Hard Rock when it's being fully done. They closed their doors on July 17th, which is still a couple months away, which got me to thinking. There are so many places in this world that I have not yet been to, and there are places in this world that I have been to that are interesting for me. Like, I've been to Las Vegas before. I've been to Las Vegas, like, I want to say 2 or 3 times in the past 10, 15 years. Maybe I go back someday. I don't know quite just yet on that. There are other places in the United States I would love to go to. I've mentioned those places before. I'm not going to go into detail of every single place that I would like to go to. But I will name a few here. Like, I want to go to Orlando, Florida. Maybe we go to Miami, Florida. I know those are two different sides of Florida, or 2 different locations in Florida. But, those are the 2 places in Florida that I would really like to go to. And then, like I mentioned, Las Vegas, I'd like to go back there someday. Maybe go to New York. Maybe go back to Ohio. Just to name a few. I'm not going to go any further than that. But, of all the places that I've been in my life, I'm not going to say there are favorites that I go to. But I will say this, that there are places in California where I live. I'm not going to say which side of California I live in. And there are places in Florida, even though I've only been to one place in Florida, that I can remember fully, even though I was 4 years old, which doesn't mean that I remember it fully, but I've been to Orlando before. I've never been to New York. I've been to Ohio 2 times, I want to say. 2 times. At least 2 times. Maybe a 3rd time. I'm not sure. And I've been to, like I said, I've been to Vegas like 2 or 3 times. I've been to Reno a couple of times in my lifetime, which is in Nevada. I've been to a lot of places. Let's just leave it at that. And there are some places I like better than others. I'm not saying if I were to go back to Las Vegas, it wouldn't be to go gambling or drinking. It would just be to maybe go see a comedy show. Maybe go see a concert of some sort. Maybe it'd be go see a hockey game or a football game or something like that. If I were to ever go back to Las Vegas. Now, I've already talked about going to Disney World and Universal Studios in Florida. I have not been to, like I mentioned before, I've not been in a very long time. I'm 35. The last time I went was when I was 4 years old. So it's been 31 years since I last went to Orlando, Florida. So it's been a long time, and it's probably overdue that I go back to Orlando, Florida at some point in the next couple of years, which I've mentioned before. Now, New York is a whole different ballgame because I've never been there before, and I would like to experience that at some point in my life. I don't know when that would be or how that would become about, but that's something there as well. And I like going to amusement parks. And there are a couple that I've been to here in California, and I will continue to go back to the amusement parks here in California. starting with like Disneyland and California Adventure, and maybe I go back to Knott's Berry Farm and places like that. And that's all I'm gonna say. Anyways, you know, another thing that came across my mind as I was looking at the calendar, because I do like to look at the calendar, is we have less than 2 weeks left of May. And I know I've mentioned this before, and I'm going to continue to mention this until May ends. But May's going to be done before we realize we're already on May 18th, which means there's only 13 days left of the month of May, and then we go into June. And we still have Memorial Day in May, and there's not really too many things happening in June other than Flag Day, Father's Day, Juneteenth, the first day of summer, Indigenous Peoples Day, St. John Baptiste Day in Canada, Indigenous Peoples Day is in Canada as well. So there's a few things happening in June, but not a whole lot. Definitely summer starting. That's something we can all look forward to. But with that being said, that's where I'm going to end today's vlog for you guys. And we got some birthdays to wish, so let's just dive into that. I want to wish Hannah Palmer a happy birthday, and Natalie Roser Bonner a happy birthday today as well. And then we have 2 birthdays on Instagram tomorrow and 1 birthday on YouTube tomorrow. And then we move into the latter part of May. And I will see you all tomorrow with a brand new vlog, and bye-bye.